I'm continuing to be influenced by having seen the documentary Fresh, with the wonderful emphasis on grazing of land by various livestock animals. I believe the man's name is Joel Stalatin, wonderful farmer. I should know his name by now. And that piece has really inspired me to take a whole fresh look at this property I lived on and gardened at for about a decade now, on and off, full-time since November of 2002. Weed control is an issue for me, as anybody who knows me will attest, but I'm a big believer in trying to use extremely little water whenever possible and to recycle whenever possible. This piece is about this dinghy boat that I scavenged roadside a couple years ago, my Muscovy ducks, and the fact that I lost control of this area this summer to a combination of weeds and some very productive vigna beans and velvet beans. What I'm discovering is by corralling the various critters that I have here, which are chickens and ducks, to different areas, I can achieve not preemptive, but after the fact weed control. Now that I'm seeing how effective this technique can be, because these ducks have cleared out this area beautifully in less than a month. But my feeling now is, by seeing them as an integral part of caring for this property, of shooing the ducks, say, for 3 to 4 weeks, and then the chickens into a given area in the spring when the weed seeds are sprouting, so they can munch on them, meet their needs for green organic matter, and spare me the hell of pulling weeds till I can't take it anymore, only to end up with a yard completely out of control. One of the aspects of the Muscovy ducks I've confirmed by experience is when they say that they have a remarkable tendency to foul their own water, they really do. This dinghy I dumpster dived, roadside scavenged a few years ago. There's a very large pond back there with native iris. And then I have a watering container over here because the ducks keep on going into this dinghy, which I will fill with beautiful, fresh, clean water, and poop in it, and just completely mess it up. What I've discovered, though, is that nasty smelling solution is a wonderful liquid fertilizer. So today I bailed most of it out. I've now tipped up the dinghy with a bucket to get the last of it out. I've been using it to feed these new compost gardens. Hey, errant chicken, you're not supposed to be in here. Hey, big guy. This is what I did today. These are some old 55-gallon drum compost barrels that are perforated on the sides with drill holes. And what I've done once again this year, and I should have done it last year, is to simply fill them with debris from the yard. Pots that died in their plants that died in their pots, layers of aged wood chip mulch. I get fresh horse stall sweepings from the stable across from my gym, twiggy debris. And when I do this, and I should do this every year, and I will do this every year from now on, is I take these containers, fill them with debris, and they're basically a compost pile that is a garden while it composts. What I did up this one is I planted today seedlings of a Nero-Ditocana scale, which I've gotten very fond of. Not too sure what I'll plant in here, but the whole idea is to go ahead and hopefully close more loops that I think I've been missing here. I think I'm spread thin. I've got a lot of creative projects going on, artsy stuff, stuff at the house, my yard, my life in general, and I get spread thin. But I want to refocus on the idea that this property at 3212 West Paxson Avenue should be largely self-sufficient, minimal demand on resources, and hopefully a maximum return to my society and culture that I live in. Oh, here we go. I'm tempted to make some kind of a comment about empire, but I won't. Anyway, back to this. To me, the idea is to use scavenged containers of any kind we can find, use them to generate compost from organic waste material, but in the meantime, while they're growing, while they're composting, to grow crops. I'll take pics, I say, in about a month, to let you see what this kale looks like, what is in it growing in here. And one of the main reasons I'm so focusing on this approach to gardening is here in South Tampa, we are just perennially dry. We are so dry. My neighbor behind me lost one of her mature pines. They're losing one of their citrus. We've lost most of the loquats in South Tampa. Many citrus are failing. We are just simply dry here. And it's really hard to grow food crops in sandy soil in Central Florida in the middle of a long-term perennial drought. So by shifting to container gardening, either this style or my water-wise container gardening approach, I hope to continue this pattern of growing things well, minimal water use, while relying almost exclusively on recycled materials. Let's take one last look at the ducks. Hey, Mr. Duck. Hey, big guy. Thanks for eating the weeds and all the poopy water, Mr. Duck. Bye-bye.